Howdy, my name is Scott. I'm here to welcome you to my channel and give you a little bit of ideas to what to expect here. A little bit about myself. Ever since I was a kid, I've had an interest in military vehicles, and I've also enjoyed four-wheeling, off-roading, whatever you want to call it, the trails and back roads of northern Nevada and the Sierras. And so I'm going to combine the two of them here and take you guys along for the ride in my stock M151 military Jeep. So that's a little bit of what we got happening. There'll be a few other little odds and ends of things here, but hopefully you'll stick around. Thanks a lot. Okay, for those of you who are not overly familiar with the M151 platform, this is an M151. This is an A1 version. The M151 was the vehicle, Jeep so to speak, that the Army adopted in 1959 to replace the M38A1, which was the round fender Jeep, the CJ5. This one is quite a bit different than any of the previous models because it has independent suspension all the way around. It has about an 85-inch wheelbase. It's 130 something inches long, about 133 inches long, 64 inches wide. But it sits a little bit lower, and so it is a little bit more stable to a certain extent. If you look at the front suspension on it, the front suspension is a conventional AA arm wishbone type front suspension, coil springs, but the rear suspension is a swing axle type suspension, reminiscent of the old VW Bugs and the Corvairs. And so when it's unloaded, it can be a handful for the drivers that are for inexperienced drivers, and they did have a bad reputation for rolling over. But in the hands of an experienced driver, in the hands of a good driver, somebody who doesn't think that this is a hot rod, they're really stable. I've never had any issues with it. The inside is pretty Spartan. No power steering, no power brakes. Has a 4-speed manual transmission, and you'll also notice that it only has one lever here, and that is just the in-out for the four-wheel drive. So it's either in four-wheel drive or out of four-wheel drive. This has not got a 2-speed transfer case. The transmission is 4 speeds. First gear is being a granny low, and that is basically your low range. So you can see there's very Spartan interior. That's the radio rack there. There we go. But there's no soundproofing, no anything. This is some of the stuff that I carry with me. I carry 5 gallons of drinking water, and then I carry 5 gallons of water for either the cooling system if I need it, or putting campfires out, whatever else. There's a dog bed in here for Butters, and then I carry a 20mm ammo can with survival supplies and spare parts. They have a underneath the passenger seat. They have there is a toolkit, and so like I said, there's not a whole lot to the interior. Oh, I did put a center console in this thing. I think it's out of a Wagoneer. It's a aftermarket, and it just sits down in there. It's not bolted in or anything. But so that is the grand tour of the interior of the M151. Not much to speak of. So here's a few clips of what you guys can expect a little bit of from this channel.